This podcast contains adult language and crude humor. Listener discretion is advised.
Swingers, I had a cold open for today, and Flerpy of all fucking people told me don't say that cold open. So I guess that's going to be a little secret joke between me and Flerpy, what I was going to say. It didn't have anything to do with Thrall's balls, though. Not at all.
Thrall's balls! They're everywhere! Thrall's Balls, the World of Warcraft podcast with a dirty mind and a clean behind. Hosted by Bentolis, Gershom, Flerpy, and Wooly.
What is up, swingers, from the absolutely dreadful, rainy, super sad streets of Chicago? This is episode 138 of Thrall's Balls. Today we're missing our Boasty Bentolis. He got drafted into a barbecue, I guess. Sounds pretty good. Texas barbecue can be pretty great. I'm joined here by my other Boasty, though. Really the bestest Boasty. He really is. Flerpy, hi.
Hey. I did not get drafted into a barbecue. I didn't know such barbecue drafts existed, but apparently they do, and I wonder what round Bent went in.
I wonder if it was a real draft or if it's just like, I think he's just saying like he got recruited to like
I believe so.
Yeah,
I think,
I
have a feeling he got like voluntold to do a barbecue.
Voluntold?
Yeah. So by somebody who I'm sure, meant well for him, but did not think of the disaster that it would be, him missing our podcast for a barbecue. But whatever. We're going to make do.
His buffalo chicken mac and cheese is the fucking bomb. So if he knows how to grill as much as he knows how to make buffalo chicken mac and cheese, then yeah, like that party's going to be in good shape. So
this is such a weird thing to know about him, that he's good at that thing. It's okay, whatever. It's weird.
It's not the weirdest thing. Okay, anyways, never mind.
Okay.
I wouldn't know either. What have you been up to? IRL, in game? I want to hear from you for a little bit.
So I've been sick. I had a post vacation sickness. So I've been kind of down and out, and had a bad cough, and took a lot of medicine. And my family has left me to go visit family in another state. I was supposed to go for a long, fun weekend doing that, but I got left at home because I have the sickness. So I'm just by myself, mostly watching NBA playoff basketball, and that's it. I played WoW too. I played some WoW this week. So,
what did you do on WoW?
On WoW, we raided. We got all the way through to the final boss on Tuesday in Heroic, and almost have. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. All the way through, but we quit a few minutes early before we took pulls on the final. So that was fun. We had a little bit of a smaller group, some people out. Had to make do with that, but we had a good time. I've been messing around in the MOP stuff, leveling a warrior, because I don't know, that seemed like an interesting thing to do. And I've kind of started dabbling in playing a couple of alts and just seeing what might feel good for the future, what I might want to be doing after this set of raids and this tier. So yeah, what about you?
Okay, so I had two questions. First of all, which raid is it this week? Or has it been long enough that it's all the raids and you guys are just, like, what raid did you guys do?
I can't remember, honestly, which one it is. It's the second one, but I don't remember what it's called.
The Laboratory, Aberrus, yeah.
Vault.
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't raid, that's so funny.
It's Vault of the Incarnates is what it is.
And then what are you mating? Are you mating your shaman on those, or?
No, I'm doing my Devastation Evoker. No,
okay.
it's not Vault. What is
before?
Is it Aberrus? It's Aberrus. That's what it is. So we got to scale. We got through Echo of Neltharion and got to Sarkareth. I get them confused when we're doing this, like, for a week, which is one based on title. But yeah, so we got up to Sarkareth. Didn't have any pulls on him, but got all the way through, and pretty easy night.
Nice. And that was pretty much it, or?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm kind of having fun in MOP. Like, I'm
gonna ask, yeah.
Like, that's kind of been a wild thing, because when you're low, and typically you go into a dungeon when you're kind of a lowbie, it's super easy. You got like one button to push and things just fall over. But like you could do a heroic as like level, I don't know, 15, 16 or something. I don't know how low it goes. And I did one and it was kind of hard, like stuff hit hard. And it was just a little weird and kind of like, oh, this isn't what I'm used to when I'm running, this particular stuff. So, but now I'm kind of up in the 30s and, it just stuff's kind of dropping. And I don't know, I haven't done a ton with it, but I've played it and kind of leveling.
That's good. There's some stuff in the news about that too, about some scaling and things that they're working on with that. Yeah, but we'll touch on that later. But so for me, I guess I kind of wanted to like jump onto Gershom and do his heroics, and then I was doing them because those are pretty easy for me to like jump back and forth. It's like when I'm working at home, it's just like a lot of data entry stuff, and so I can jump in and I can do a heroic real fast, like 10 minutes, and no one really notices I'm AFK from work because like, oh, I'm answering emails or whatever, and blah blah blah. So like, and then I'll go back and I'll do some work. And I was doing that, and I was just bored out of my fucking skull. Like I've been doing these heroics for so long, right?
Yeah.
And good at them and knowing them. So at first, I know it's like it's counterintuitive because I'm so excited. I'm like, yeah, these are gonna be mythic and they're gonna be cool. They're getting easy again. I might try them on mythic, but like I'm fucking bored with them.
Yeah.
So like I've done like 4 of them. I'm like, oh, this is boring. And so I said, fuck that. It's a long weekend. I'm gonna go to Pandaland. I started out on Friday, I think. So like last week I said I was at like 29. And then by the end of this week, I'd only gotten to like 33. And I'm like 50 now, just playing a little bit yesterday and a little bit today. So like real talk though, like it is fast. And I feel like it moves faster if you get the quest done. But I got a couple of things about MOP. And it's cool that they kept these systems kind of intact, I guess. One is that the drop rates are really bad. So like, as an example, I think I even wrote in the show notes, like, oh, I needed 12 tiger blood. It took me an hour. Certain things like lootable things like, oh, go get this Mogu artifact from around the trees or whatever. Those are not shareable in MOP. It was still like non-shareable. So like if someone else runs up to it and gets it, you don't get it.
Yeah, that is true. I've hit that a couple times, and I'm just not used to that, right? Like, it used to be the way it was, but I've grown accustomed to certain things, and it's hard to go back sometimes. It feels a little jolting.
Well, it's all right. It just took a little time. Like, once you get your groove on and you really get, like 4, 5, 6 quests to turn in, and you, like, basically do the whole zone, and then you're like, bang, I hit, like, 2 levels. So, it, like I said, it does, I think, go fast if you can get the quest done and just sort of roll through them, like that. So, and then I think the only other thing, and I posted this on my Twitter too, is that, and we'll also touch on this in the news because there's like an add-on for it now, but the fucking gems, bro, the gems.
Yeah.
It's a lot of them. It's a lot of them. And I was noticing myself probably spending like, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 minutes of each play session, like just doing that, like, and taking them out and redoing them, because you get the gear so fast. Like I said, once you get on a roll, it's like you'll finish those 5, 6, 7 quests and you'll get like 2 sets of gear out of them.
Yeah.
Like, okay, which one's the best? And then you got to swap and you got to remove the gems and there's a lot of gems. Spoiler alert, it's in the news, but those are sign-on account, and I didn't know that. So you can send those to alts and stuff, which I don't have any of right this second, but you can trade those and stuff. And I was scrapping some of them. I'm like, these don't work really good for a hunter, so I'm gonna scrap them. No, like I probably should have saved them, but it's fine. So whatever. Anyways, did you have any fun experiences with that, or just like that's pretty much the same thing?
Well, it's been interesting, like, because I'm trying to tank dungeons, and so it's weird because sometimes it feels like they're kind of a slog and things are moving really slow, and you have to kind of go at a different pace, right? Because stuff hits, and it's just weird. But as you go, they get easier. So I don't know. It's just been kind of a strange feeling, and I guess that's part of what they're trying to go for is this like weird, like kind of a different ramp to power. That moves maybe more exponentially than like a linear movement, and I guess that's fun, but it always feels like I'm never quite sure where I'm at in terms of what I can do in a dungeon, how much I can pull, what I can do when I'm questing. I don't know. So that just feels a little strange, right? And I never feel like I understand.
Like normally, if you're OP, you just spank everything. You spank your quests, you spank your mythics, you spank raid, and you're good. And then you go spank and you go to bed. It's like, cool, I'm done. Now it's like, oh, I'm super good in the open world because this is kind of easy. And then you go in the dungeon and like people are still wiping on garage.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
and so
exactly.
It's a weird, with maybe like 10% less spanking, but it's like a weird jolting feeling as I play through. It's not that I dislike it, it just doesn't have the same feel as either retail or classic, right? Because like classic, you have to go back to a very kind of rhythmic play style that's a little bit slower, that you got to be careful on pulls, and that's fun in some ways. But I don't know. I'm not quite sure where things stand in the MOP thing, and maybe other people have like a better feel, but like, and I don't know how to describe it besides feel. That might just sound weird, but like it's just the feeling that as you play it, that you kind of are always feeling a little off balance or something, right? Like, it's just not. I don't know. That's been my experience.
So that's an interesting point, and I appreciate it because I've strictly done this in the open world way, and I'm taking like a long time to do it. Like I said, I'm only 50. I mean, I'm sure I'll be 70 by like midweek, but like I haven't touched a dungeon yet. I have them open and I see them there. And what's really weird is like I've done a lot of like Pandaria time walking over the years, and I feel like I would know these dungeons by heart. Like, oh, Stop Brewery, not a big deal.
So that's another thing. That's actually another thing.
Did the Monkey King kick your ass?
No, I haven't actually done that one yet. But I will say this. We have grown accustomed to time walking and in some cases Mythic Plus versions of these dungeons, right? But we have not played them as MOP dungeons before, and there's like little things that are different, right? And you'll see it if you haven't done it yet, but as you do it, there's like just little like pathing differences, or boss do slightly different mechanics. You're like, oh, I forgot that they did this. Some of it's the same, right? Obviously, but there's little differences as you go through them, and that, I don't know, we're so used to them in one version, seeing them in a different is a little, again, a little jolting. Feels a little weird, but hey, that's part of it, I guess.
Yeah, I get it. It's kind of like, too, like, if the fights take longer, the boss will, like, initiate a move that, like, you may have never gotten to before. That was even happening to me in those like couple like Mythic Zeros that I was trying. Like, oh, I've done these on Heroics a billion times, and then it's like, oh shit, the fights go so long that like the tsunami boss is actually bubbling everyone away, making us come back, fight all the guys down, and then he comes back, and it's like, oh, it's a whole other shit. Like the healers having to maintain like the different kind of heals, where before it's like you go in, I won't say spank anymore, I'll say knock down the boss, and like they never got to that move or something. So no, I totally get it.
I didn't mean to shame you for saying spank. You can say spank. It's totally fine.
Okay, no, I will. Don't worry. You can't shame me. You can't shame older.
Yeah, well, and I noticed like it's funny too because it's still group content, and I was running some stuff earlier, and like I don't know, some shaman who just like run ahead and do his own thing and then die, and then run ahead and do his own thing and die. Like I get you could do that on time walking or if you're just leveling in normal, but like, dude needs to learn, like, stop doing that. Like, this is not going to work here. He would, like, 15 times. I can't even explain. Just run ahead, pull stuff, and die. And I think people aren't.
Why you couldn't kick them? Can you not kick people that
I'm not gonna kick anybody in some LFR thing. Right, come on.
Fair enough.
I'm not kicking people. I mean, could have been, yeah, I don't know. Could have been a kid, right? Like, you never know. So I'm not going to kick anybody, but whatever. It was weird.
That's a good point. It could have been a kid. And I was like, kick them. I don't know. But then when I get kicked, I'm like, hey, why did you do that? It's like, no, I was just trying my best. Kicking is bad. No, a thumbs down for the kicking.
I was in I was in an LFR, or not an LFR, looking for dungeon in a heroic in retail the other day. And so if you're doing a heroic in retail, you're probably 450 plus. You're trying to get like 460, 470 gear to start moving into LFR or even normal or whatever. So you're kind of like at the cusp, right? So you should have a basic grasp on like how to play the game, your class, all that stuff. So I'm in there, and this just has never happened before, but like there was a mage that wasn't doing super well, and one dude was like, hey, you should really like figure out what you're doing, right? And he said it maybe in not that quite nice of a way, but wasn't a total jerk. Was like, hey, you should probably learn this for getting heroic. Okay, and I think nothing of it. This is normal. It's WoW, whatever. They're gonna to talk crap to each other and go. And as we go, the tank kept saying, be nice, be nice, be nice. And then the tank kicked the one guy, right? And then I'm thinking, we're like one away, and the tank kicked him, and I didn't know what to do, right? Do I finish this, or do I ditch too? Because the tank kicking also bothers me, right? Like that they have that power to do that, and they initiated that. So I don't know the right thing in that situation. Do you stick it out with the tank who kicked somebody, though they gave him warnings, or do you ditch as well? And it was a tough call.
So what'd you do?
I stuck it out, but I felt like I shouldn't have. I felt like I should have left in solidarity because I feel like tanks have too much power. That's my thoughts.
I honestly thought that when you and I have run Mythic before, and you whispered me, you're like, "Don't worry about these assholes. If they want to kick you, I'm leaving too." And I thought it was because you liked me, but now I know that it's that it's like a thing in your head. Like you don't like that.
I dislike that. I understand the toxicity of WoW, but I also dislike the like. If you don't do it the way I think you should do it, I'm going to kick you. Even if that way is the nice, ethical way. I just think that like there's like you're fighting exclusive kind of behavior by being exclusive and kicking too. And I don't like it. And that's just Flerpy's random thoughts about dumb shit that doesn't matter.
I got you. No, it does matter. It's important. I like that. The only time I ever vote to kick is if the person is clearly AFK, because that's a waste of time.
Yeah, that's I will do that.
But like if they're just doing bad, I'll say no. Yeah, I'll say no.
And also, if somebody calls out somebody for playing bad, I think just stay out of it, right? I'm just like, I don't know. You don't need to kick people for like encouraging other people to be better, because I think we lose tone. This is a problem, right? It's a text-based game. We don't hear tone, and sometimes I think people can say like, "Hey, you should really learn your class." The tone could be different. I don't know. So I don't like kicking people for it, but I also don't like the power of people who, sort of abuse kicking, and I don't know.
Gotcha. Across the board.
Yeah, just be nice. I don't know. This is a random tangent, and I apologize for even bringing it up, but I've been thinking about it a lot lately, like if I did the right thing or not, which is such a dumb thing to spend mental energy on, but I have, so this is me voicing it.
While you're all alone at the home wall, sticky heads. What else are you supposed to do?
That's what's happening. This is Flerpy's thoughts when he's stuck by himself, and basketball's not on for another couple hours. So there you go.
Okay. I guess other than that, all I did was I finished the training post. It was fun. It's whatever. Got some cute little
Get your wings?
Butterfly wings. Yeah. And they flap. I haven't tried them on. So everything back related looks bad on a troll, because they have like those hunchbacks. So like on Gershom, it looks kind of weird. It's almost like they're sticking up. And also like he's not the butterfly wing type. But I mean, on my blood elf or something, it probably looks pretty cool. So I haven't done that yet. But I did notice that they flap. I know there was like a little bit of friction out there about like when the Dragonflight expansion pack came out. And they're like, oh, you get these 5 packs of wings. You get wings in every color. And then they just kind of sat on your back and didn't do a whole lot. So like they've worked on that apparently. So that's the butterfly wings. They're flappy. They're flappy.
They're flappy. They're flappy wings. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No.
And anyways.
I mean, I don't want wings if they don't flap. It just feels like useless.
That's what was happening. It was weird. And then like they would clip. Apparently the old ones would clip. I didn't get them because I didn't get that like super awesome expansion version where you got those wings. But like that's what I was hearing around, was that like they don't flap and they sort of clip and they do these weird things. And so like the wings, I mean, so far they look pretty good, but it's not like the greatest thing. I just like, for me, the trading post happens organically just by doing things. So like, cool, I'll take my prize. But like the only time I really, really care is if it's like a mount or like a really cool mog, like the Blood Hunter thing we got for like the trolls, but not trolls. Anyone could wear them, but it looks like something. Yeah. So like stuff
I've had to take the MOG and the trading post a little bit more serious lately, because we've been doing weekly themes as a guild for MOGs, and so I have to actually think about it and buy more stuff out of the trading post to have more options.
That's beautiful. What is the weekly theme this week?
This week it was, I think, what did Packish choose? Let me go back and read. It was his week to choose, which I think is, probably not. Oh, it's Bwansamdi or his aspect. That is the theme. Bwansamdi or his aspect. That's right.
Oh, that mask, that blood hunter mask does look awfully similar to but that would be like the go-to. Oh, that'd be fun. Bwansamdi or his aspect.
No, it's not fun. We have a little bit of a troll bias in our guild, and I just feel like this is another instance of it. And it's wrong and it needs to be rooted out, but whatever.
Just put in your vote for the next theme.
There are no votes. There's no voting. It's just.
This is collecting company.
Yeah, there's no voting.
Well, go and put your foot down real hard on Packish's face and be like, hey, listen, no, don't do that. Packish is.
No, Packish is too good of a healer. We need him. Okay, that's what we did.
Nice, that's what we did. So I guess we can move on to the news, motherfuckers. Yeah, you want to go? Let's do news.
Let's do news. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, let's do the news.
Fuck yeah.
Time for WoW news, motherfuckers.
All right, swingers. So at first we thought we had a kind of slow news week, but the more I went through it, saw some stuff. So we'll just get into it, I guess. I'm a little stoned, and that's good because now I'm in a better mood than I was. That's Flerpy's personal information. He knew I was super mad before we started.
Super mad. Mostly at me.
No, it wasn't you.
She called me all sorts of names.
All right, so I know we don't touch on Cata Classic or much Classic at all, but I just thought this was kind of cool. So, like as always, the links are in the show notes. But there is a remastered Cata cinematic. So that real famous one where Deathwing's getting the plates hammered on, and he's like, "I will burn the entire world." And they show him flying around and stuff. They did a remaster of that. It looks really fucking good. So that cinematic always kind of scared the shit out of me and gave me weird chills. Wow, the Earth Warder, that's crazy, and he's busting out of the land and stuff. So it just looks better. It's brighter. I felt like the sound was better, honestly. I felt like it was more involving, and you can see Deathwing's face much better. It felt like they kind of made him look more angry. So just weird stuff like that. Looks really cool. There's a link if you want to check it out. And then also referring to Cata trailers, there's a trailer here for kind of just endgame stuff, a launch trailer, I guess is what they call it. So it shows everybody kind of doing the Halls of Origination and the Dragon Soul raid and stuff, and just kind of shows you some of the little boss fights and some of the characters running around, and looks pretty cool. So if you're doing Cata Classic, or if you never played Cata and this is new to you and you want to go check out those trailers and stuff, there's a lot of famous characters in there. I know I saw Harrison Jones running around, and I think Bran Bronzebeard is in there helping you in the Halls of Origination and stuff. So it's pretty cool. It's just a little trailer of endgame stuff.
So let me ask you, because you bring up an interesting point, and I'm wondering about this, just what you think, is that when it comes to things particularly Cata Classic, right? Do you think that more people are playing Cata Classic from a nostalgic perspective who I played, and I'm speaking Cata specifically, right? I think each one's different and has a different audience, but Cata, hey, I'm real nostalgic for Cata. That's really what I want to spend my time doing is Cata. Or do you think it's more drawing people who never played Cata, who came later, who wonder what that was like at that time?
Okay, well, that's a really good question, by the way. And I feel given the player base of the game kind of being old heads at this point, everybody sort of knows it. I'm an old head, okay? I'm only IRL, I'm 41, it's not a big deal. But having played since the beginning of the game, I guess I'm counted as an old head. I'm using the scare quotes here. But I had no desire to go back and play Cata for nostalgia reasons. But also I didn't play Cata upon release. So even though I'm an old head, I was taking breaks, and Cata was one of those breaks where I went back and did it with Lore Master and stuff. So I don't know, that's a good question, but I feel it's probably divided up pretty fairly, because sometimes I've talked to a few people, a lot of these kids who sell mythics runs and dungeon runs and stuff, you'll get to talking to them and find out they're in college. So they're still 22-year-old kids just getting into WoW, and I'm well, there's no way you played Cata, because you would have been fucking in Swaddlers still, right? So I don't know. I mean, what have you seen?
Well, I don't know, right? I mean, this is just something when I think about this, I think Wrath was definitely a nostalgia, right? I mean, I think some of them when we think... Yeah,
exactly.
Right,
that's why you said I just want to keep it to Cata, because Wrath was Yeah, I tried Rap Classic for a little bit. I rolled me a Death Knight and was like, oh, and then I was like, okay, whatever, I'm done. But I did, that's probably the classic I've tried. And I tried like classic, like vanilla classic, just to see what it was like. And those were both for nostalgia reasons. But for nostalgia reasons, I don't have any desire to do cata, so I don't know.
Yeah, no, I understand that, right? Like, because I don't either. I mean, I don't think cata was like particularly bad or like, oh, I would never, but I don't know, right? Like the nostalgia for that one's just not there. They start to kind of run together at that point in some ways. And so I don't know. I was just trying to figure out who's playing it, why they're playing it. No judgment. Like if you like that, great. I'm glad it's there for you. I'm just trying to figure out who's playing it.
Y'all should join the Discord at drawsballs.com and let us know. I know Craig is playing Cata Classic. Well, maybe. I don't know. Craig! But yeah, I don't know. That was a good question, and I'm sorry. I think I muddled it up worse for you.
No.
It
was great. You did awesome.
Thank you. So you were talking earlier about like the MOP dungeons, like being harder or sort of like sitting you on your ass for a minute and stuff like that. So I guess there's a link here that I did not really look at because it doesn't pertain to me, but we provided it for all you lovely friends, how to gear up quickly for MOP remix raids. And there's basically a lot of complaining. Groups are still getting worked, they're wiping on Garage, they're having some things. So, and I had heard this personally in my community. I'm not going to dox anyone, but I've heard some people on that like I interact with on other podcasts saying, hey, oh wow, this sucks. Like I was at level 70, I thought I was pretty well geared, and I went into the raid and just got wiped like really bad. And a lot of people are. So somebody made a really nice guide for how to gear up quickly. So I'm not sure how to do that. Like I said, I think I'm basically doing this in like story mode, for lack of a better word, just casual mode. And by the way, really enjoying it. I don't think when I did Lore Master, I didn't appreciate the lore as much as I do now, keeping in mind that I did that like probably 5 or 6 years ago. So like basically COVID was like one of the ways I really started getting into lore, listening into more podcasts, mostly Morley Gray, honestly, Dungeon Fables and old pods like that. And just kind of like, I think I just sort of like clicked through it. Like I wanted Lore Master and I got it and I did all the stories, but even coming back now, several years later, I really have like a deeper appreciation for Pandaria, and I think it's fun. Like I did not remember that you see Anduin as like a baby boy, right? Like if you play the Horde, like the Horde captures Anduin. Yeah, like I did not. I walked up and I'm like, they're like, we found a prisoner, and I clicked on him and he's got this blonde hair and I'm like, oh fuck dude, it's fucking Anduin, and they're like, hey, that's Anduin. And I'm like, oh shit, like I didn't know that. So like that was kind of a tangent, but yeah.
The Michael Cera years of Anduin, right?
Right, like back when he was like just a little baby boy before he was all like scary. Exactly. So yeah, how to gear up quickly for MOP remix raids. There's a cool little link there. And then I mentioned this before. You can, not only can you trade your gems, which I wasn't aware of, but there's a new add-on for this. And I don't know if I'm a glutton for punishment or what my problem is. I don't use a lot of add-ons, but this is called Narcissist Gem Manager. And it says you can swap gems quickly and easily. I don't know what that means. I don't think it's that hard. I mean, it does take a little bit of time, so I don't know what this gem manager, this add-on does for you. Have you heard anything about this, or?
I haven't, but I would imagine one of the things it does is it helps with the like combining of gems and probably sweeps through and does it all for you, which would be really nice because
you spend a lot of time doing that,
just like clicking on gems.
Yes, just clicking on gems. You get a freestyle out of that, like clicking on gems, because it does take a long time at the end of it.
So I would imagine there's something with that, but I don't know. I'll have to look at it. But that is one of the interesting parts of this is gym management and how they chose to do it.
I've seen some tweets about it where people are like, I'm tired of this, and they'll have because when I first rolled my Panda, I was like, look at these big ass bags we got. What are these fucking 42 slot bags each? Like, this is bigger than any bag I've ever seen in WoW. And then all of a sudden, like 2 of them are loaded with like gems. And I'm like, oh, Like, also, you don't get a lot of junk to sell. So, like, the vibe is basically you get a little bit of gold, you get mostly bronze, you get gear that can either be equipped or scrapped. Like, so that's where it's very pared down, right? Where the big bags, like, come in handy. But I think the big bags are mostly for, like, the gems. Because I have, like, 4 bags right now, right? And there's, like, 2 of them are crowded with, like, gems. So, yeah.
Gems.
Oh, and then speaking of Baby Boy Anduin, this isn't Baby Boy Anduin. We have a short story by Christy Golden, which I'm going to go ahead and assume was released before she was released from Blizzard. And it's called The Calling. So neat. Last week we mentioned an Illyria short story. Now this week we have an Anduin short story. These are all going to be part of a book that's going to be released too, called, I think, Voices from Azeroth or Voices Within Azeroth or something like that. And I thought it was neat that Christy Golden's tweet was very positive. She was like, it's here. I'm so excited. I had so much fun writing this, And she posted, I failed. I have not read either short story yet. I've not been in a reading mood. Flerpy knows I was in a bad mood, although it's getting better
so
now.
Bad. So bad.
So bad.
So mean to me.
I didn't want to bite off anything, any part of anyone's body or anything. I was good. So yeah, Anduin short story. Yep, it's called The Calling. Link is in the show notes. And then what else? Let's see. Oh, we had a cata classic. Speaking of cata classic, there was an 85 world first. I say, like
3 hours.
Party tutor thing, like thing there. 3 hours. The guy's name or handle or whatever is LGD1. I think it's neat. There's a note about that, I guess. I never really understood the world first thing, but like, as I've gone over and over before, like, I do story mode. I take forever to do everything. So like, I might be the only person in WoW who hasn't gotten a 70 in remix yet. I think so.
Nah.
Did you get one? Or are you still in your like 20, 30s?
Yeah, I'm still working.
Okay. Well, you do like tons of stuff in retail though. So like, that's the thing, is I just bouncing around doing a lot of nothing. But yeah, there was a guy who got 85 in Cata Classic in 3 hours.
Jeez.
I know, that's a lot. That's a lot of WoW. So we have a couple things to talk about. This is kind of shifting gears over into the War Within just for a second. So the last boss of the Nearbar Palace, which is the first raid we're going to encounter, her name's Queen Ansurek, and she's going to drop 2 mounts. So they're called Reigns of the Soreki Skyraiser and Reigns of the Ascendant Skyraiser, which is mythic only. So Soreki Skyraiser didn't say if it was normal and heroic, but it didn't say anything in parentheses. So I'm assuming maybe it's both. And then the Reigns of the Ascendant Skyraiser is mythic only. So we have some notes about that. It's basically, they look pretty cool. They're like spider, kind of scary, like armored spider flying things. Remember those things from BFA that were like the weird spiders with the fangs and stuff?
Nope, keep describing.
Okay, well, they look like weird spiders with fangs and lots of legs, but
That's
with
what you just
armor.
said.
And they're on steroids. Like, I didn't say steroids before. So.
I just want to see where you went with it. That's all.
I tried. I did what I could. I don't know why you put me in these positions. Why do you do this?
It's just my own entertainment. Sorry.
There's not basketball on for 2 hours, so you gotta
Not
do
for
something.
not for 2 more hours.
I gotta go. This is my job now. So speaking of the Nerevar Palace, actually, this is really neat. I'm just gonna focus on this for like half a second. So they're saying that there's gonna be something called story mode, and this has sort of been leaking out over like the past week. So story mode, this is the last blue post we've ever seen, what it means. So story mode is intended for 1 to 5 players. Story mode will only take place against Queen Ansurek, the aforementioned final boss. It will have a reduced difficulty. And the current plan is to release story mode with the final wing of LFR. So when everyone who is doing LFR is going into that last part of the raid, you're going to be able to basically, even as a solo player, go ahead and fight this last boss by yourself. I'm not sure if she's going to drop loot in that mode, So we have just a little something here. I'm going to read word for word for Wowhead. It says, with story difficulty in Nerebar Palace, our goal is to offer players a way to see the epic conclusion of the Ajtahed story who may not see the end to that story otherwise. Because obviously a lot of story and a lot of content is often locked behind dungeons and raids, and more often than not is locked behind the last boss. So this isn't quite like, what's it called? It's not follower mode, right? You're not going to be able to do like the whole raid with like helpers or anything like that, but you're going to be able to do this thing called story mode where you can do the last boss. So, I mean, cool. I might participate in that just because it is fun to see the last boss sometimes.
Yeah, I think that's a really cool idea, and I think that I think it's neat, and it gives people access to things they may not otherwise see. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say about that. I think it's pretty neat. So, just a couple more things here, I think. So, Flerpy, did you know that in the War Within, you're going to be able to hide your pants?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can hide your pants now. So, this is kind of funny because
I didn't know you couldn't do that right now.
Right. Yeah. So, like, no, I'm talking about, well, you might hide your pants. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm talking about transmogging, obviously, making a joke in my boasty here. So you will be able to have like hidden pants. So when you go to transmog your things, so far you've been able to hide almost everything. I think gloves, feet, bracers. You can actually hide your shirt, which is pretty cool if you're a dude character. And I do have something to say about this moving forward in a second. But apparently also you'll be able to hide your pants. And so earlier this week, I had said that I thought it was bogus that you can hide like your shirt, but like if you're a girl character, you're stuck looking with what your bra looks like, right?
Oh, yeah.
So like a troll has like a fucking coconut bra. The trolls have these weird looking like kind of coconut underwears and bras. And
Not seeing the problem, but go ahead.
But listen, but if you're trying to do a mog, and you're stuck like the blood elves have.
If you're trying to do a mog, obviously the cornerstone of any good mog is a coconut bra. So I'm still confused. I'm totally lost. What's the problem?
I think we're gonna agree to disagree on this one. But like just to further illustrate, you know. I was doing this with my panda, and it's like, okay, what's your bra look like? And it's kind of black, and it's got this green gem on it. And I'm like, well, now everything that I'm stuck wearing has to be green if I want to be shirtless. Anyways, I think with the hidden pants, I think what I would love to see from Blizz is just shirts and pants. I would like both of this to be like, you should just be able to buy like, you know how in the trading post they have those like sarongs or like skirts or whatever that you can wear?
Yes.
Yeah, and the hoods, the hoodies, they have all the colors. Can we get some sports bras or some t-shirts or some shorts, some booty shorts, or just some plain black pants? Like people have been begging for this for a long time, I feel like. Like just get some orange shorts. You want some orange booty shorts to match with your weird blood elf golden bra? Fucking do it. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like that'd be the next step. So hiding things is pretty cool. Hiding your pants is pretty cool. But I think if you hide your pants and you would have put on a pair of like black booty shorts, you know, you should be able to do that too. So.
I think that's, I'm with you. That should be a customization. Yeah.
Are you still thinking about coconut bras over there?
I mean, you don't need to worry about yourself right now. I just don't see the problem with coconut bras. That's all I'm saying.
They look kind of like they have hair there. Anyways, they look weird. All right, and then I think this is the last thing. Let me double check. Yeah, I think it is. So we have a post here about a spectral griffin and a spectral wind rider coming in the War Within pre-patch event. And kind of interesting because I don't know what you're going to have to do to get these. But like the post, if you click on the link, you'll see. But the post that shows the griffin makes it look like a very old school Stormwind griffin. And I was kind of like, well, don't the Earthwind griffins look a little different? And then someone drew to my attention in the Discord that if we haven't encountered the Earthwind yet, then we don't know what their griffins look like. So that would make sense. So spectral griffins, spectral wind riders, they're kind of blue and cool, you know, spectral looking. And I don't know what you're going to have to do to get those. You got to check out the link and see if, if they let us know. God, I have a frog in my throat of all things.
Are you going to cry? You sound like you're gonna cry.
No, it's about the coconut bras.
It's a coconut bra. I get it.
I can't do it.
It's too sensitive. No, I get it. I'm sorry. I said the things I said.
I want to wear blue beads without a coconut bra in the way. I just want like a blue crop top and some blue beads. Okay, I think this is so much.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think I see your point, right? The customizations around the undergarments is probably an important one. Yeah, why? Because if it's gonna mess up.
Are you crying too?
No, I'm thinking this through, and I've never really dealt with it because my transmogs don't get down that low, but I can see where that would be annoying, and you should not have to deal with that.
Okay, so actually that was all we had for the news. Would you like to move on to the next drink of the week? Fuck yeah, because it's your drink this week. Fuck yeah.
It is my drink, isn't it? Fuck yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's go. Fuck yeah.
It's time for the mixed drink of the week. Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah!
Flerpy, take the reins for a second. Tell us what you made.
Okay, well, so I was doing the mechanomes, right? Are we sure that we haven't done those before? I feel like we have. But I did that. That's what I did.
I think we did a regular gnome, maybe. I mean, my chart is pretty good, so I don't know. Anyway, I don't remember a mechanome.
Hold on. I did not mean to question your chart. It was not... Your chart is very good. I am not questioning your chart. Just want to be careful. Because you're in a bad mood. Now,
it looks better than a coconut bra with blue beads, believe me.
So I'm thinking about mechanomes, right? And I'm trying to think about how I would construct a drink around mechanomes and what that would entail. And I thought of a few things. I thought, could you do some sort of edible, like silver glitter kind of on the rim or in it? Could you do something like that? And yeah, you could. And so maybe some of that. But really... I wanted to capture something more, the reality of the mechanome, the authenticity of the mechanome. So what do you think is in this drink? Go.
Okay, so I actually forgot to think about it, so I'm going to do this off the seat of my pants, which are, by the way, nice blue booty shorts that Blizzard just made me because I asked them to, because I'm in a bad mood.
That's nice of them.
I know, it's so nice. So I was thinking mechanomes will not be able to drink water, anything with water in it, because they're going to rust and gross. And so then I started thinking about some kind of degreaser or something that would be really, it just sounded nasty to me. I couldn't think of anything nasty. So I miss.
Oh my goodness.
I would just show Jaeger. I would throw Jaeger into it.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, okay. Maybe this is a very woolly-ish drink. We're gonna go with Black Mountain Dew, Jaeger, and black rum, like Captain Morgan's Special Reserve, that real dark, kind of gnarly rum in some Black Mountain Dew and some Jaeger. I don't know. Shout out to Wooly. He might be coming back next week, y'all. Spoiler alert. Maybe. We'll see.
Okay, so I'm really impressed with this for so many reasons. Okay, I just kind of put together a drink, right? A drink. It's got a little bit of vodka in it. It's got some blue curacao in it, right? Curacao? Yeah, the blue stuff.
We've never figured it out.
That gets the color. That gets kind of what I'm looking for. A little bit of lemon juice, a little simple syrup, and a little, because I like it, elderflower liqueur. And then that's kind of what I'm thinking as the drink, right? Maybe a little tonic water in there. So that's what I'm going with, right? That's the drink I have. But then I think exactly what you just brought up, and that is the reality of the mechanome is this oily mess on the inside. So I make all this drink, and then I just dump Coke into a tub.
Oh, okay.
And that's where I went. Now I should have done Purple Mountain Dew, but that's where I went. So there you go. If you want to send me off, let's go.
Yep, over the lips, through the gums. Look out, asshole.
So it basically just tastes like Coke and gin. That's where Coke and vodka. That's where we're at. So there you go.
Well, you're sick. It cures a head cold. Did you guys actually know that the Coca-Cola can be used as a degreaser? If you can dump Coca-Cola on a grease spot in your garage and it'll go away.
I've seen this or heard this. I've
on
never
YouTube,
tested
I don't know.
it. Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't
know.
doubt it. All right,
So
there we go.
no. So I had this is just like a totally off the kilter story. We're coming up on an hour anyways by the time we play the game. But I had a friend who worked at a Coca-Cola factory, and he had like a old like not huge keg, but like some sort of barrel of like the Coca-Cola like liquid, like the concentrate.
Yeah.
And he said that he used it to like he put some coins in it, and that the coins started to dissolve.
Really?
That shit is like, yeah, apparently the Coca-Cola concentrate will just like dissolve your metal. So yeah, mechanomes and Coca-Cola, maybe. I don't know. If it dissolve their insides? I don't know.
I was trying to think of something that would preserve it. Like it's just supposed to sort of hint at it. It's a whisper of what oil would be, because I'm not dumping actual oil into my drinks.
Well,
So-
you have said on the Discord before that like you're like, I actually have to worry about taste here, not just the theme.
Yeah, I do.
You're drinking Coke and vodka, so you're right on the page with the single moms over here. There you go.
Is that a single bomb drink?
It is. It is.
I learn something new every day.
I'm drinking it right now.
Oh, okay.
See? There we go.
It's time for Flerpy to ruin WoW. I tell you what.
All right, so I have a question for you. How would you like to ruin WoW for me today? This is a new segment, So explain your segment. Do your thing. Explain it real fast.
Okay, so basically it works like this. I want to ruin WoW. And what I mean by that is that I love that WoW is this like beautiful game that provides us just so much joy, right? And it provides us joy by allowing us to escape reality. But I want to bring reality back into WoW, and I want to ask the real questions about the world in which we inhabit that we don't bother asking because we're too busy, just having fun and not thinking about the reality of the people's lives in WoW. So this is, I wanted to think about, in the entire world of Warcraft and all of the zones, which zone would property prices be the most outrageous? Where would rent be the highest? The thing that we don't want to think about or deal with in WoW, let's think about it. Where would rent be the highest and why? Go.
In the whole world of Warcraft, like everything.
Whole world of Warcraft, which does start to bring up some questions, because you got how do you do real estate law in basically the afterlife? Like, what is property rights and squatter rights in the afterlife? So, it's possible. I just want to put it out there. Sorry.
No, the highest rents, then probably, okay, you gave me a hint. Probably the highest rents would be in Revendreth, but it would just be the daddy, like, coming for your soul. Like, it would just be Daddy D being like, oh, the tithe. You know how they, like, suck the blood out of people? So that's just, like, their rent.
That's just rent? No, that's
I mean,
there's no right answer.
I feel it right now. Believe me, I feel it.
No,
that's
good. No, I like, there's no right answer, right? Like, there's not like, oh, this is the right answer. It's just like, that's a good one, right? Because I did think about, like, in the afterlife, if we think about the lands of Shadowlands, would rent be taken in some other form besides, strictly speaking, gold? Because we do have a currency. But here's my argument for why not, is that gold still existed in the Shadowlands. Like, there is a basic common currency.
You're right,
that one would assume pays for things like rent. So I don't know.
What makes this, so, like, do you have an answer? So maybe my answer was a little off. I was just more making a joke about being bled to death for rent in upper middle class Chicago areas, but
no, I like it. That's where we're going. I don't know, right? So I got to think about, you got to think about what makes rent and real estate so high, and it's basically like, is there enough? So are there places in the world of Warcraft, the world, right, Azeroth and beyond, that deal with population density, that would deal with things like just limited space for real estate development? And so you can think the major cities, right? The major cities, Orgrimmar, Ironforge, right? Ironforge,
That's where you're gonna find like more slums, though. You're gonna find like the ghetto neighborhoods. I don't know. I feel like. Go ahead, though.
But no, but like slums are an indicative problem, or like a problem that is more of like a symptom of bad real estate policy prices than like anything. So in some sense, like places with slums would indicate that, right? This is how I want to run World of Warcraft.
As in cities that have rent-controlled districts actually have less crime and less poverty because everyone kind of pays like a base rent. It's not too expensive.
Right, or just that like slums don't happen in a vacuum, right? That like they're often, you know, any sort of what we might refer to as a slum or any part of like a depressed region within something, right, is happening because there's larger issues with like rent and that sort of thing. So, I don't know.
You don't have any ideas? Because I have another one, but it's a little bit of a turn from what we were saying. So, well,
I mean, I'm going to argue that, like, I think Stormwind City, right, like, is probably, like, because you have Stormwind, right? Or I'll go back and forth, because Ironforge is actually literally, like, locked into like, you can't develop it anymore, right? It's, like, locked in a mountain, essentially.
Yeah.
But Stormwind would strike me as there's still land around it, but generally speaking, like, it's walled, right? I mean, like, there's no more room for development. You can deal with the suburbs, but you deal with all the problems that come with suburbs.
They did kick out all the Worgans and the Night Elves. They have their own place now, so there's actually all those apartments could be rehabbed and jacked for a lot more.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point. Mm-hmm. That's a good point. I don't know. I mean, Orgrimmar feels like I don't know. It's kind of the same problem. It's kind of in a valley, right? Like limited space.
Well, so I was going to go in another direction, and I was thinking, like, what about somewhere that really offers like a lot of, and I guess if this is your thing, it's what you'd want. But like, if you want to live in a city, this isn't your sort of place. But say you go to like any of those nice beaches in like Tannerus. There's like nobody living there. There's some goblins in a city, but like if you're one of the first people to get there and you build a house, it's going to be cheap. Eventually, everyone's going to be like, oh my God, beachfront property. But like right now, there's nothing down there. So like you could probably build like that first little apartment complex, and I don't know. Like I think it'd be a cool place to like maybe build a house or an apartment or a condo and charge people rent. I don't know. I'm not a landlord, clearly. I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, no, I mean, I think that's a really good point. And I had not considered, another thing that makes property really expensive anywhere is like basically like what comes with it, right? The views, is it close to nature? Is it close to things people like? And I hadn't thought about like all the coastal properties that exist within the realm that we're inhabiting. So that's a really good addition and something I want to think about. So anyways, I don't really have like a solid answer.
For your own question, you didn't have an answer.
No. I'm never going to have an answer to these. These are just my dumb questions. This is just a chance for me to talk about what floats around inside my stupid head.
Nice, when you're sicky and drinking Coke and vodka.
Yes.
With no family. And there's an hour till basketball comes on.
I'm still 2 hours away, but yes.
There you go. Okay. So we're coming up on just under an hour. I have one that I think you'd have an answer to.
Ooh, let's hear it.
I'm going to ruin WoW.
Please ruin WoW.
Who fucked Jaina Proudmoore better? Was it Kael'thas Sunstrider or Arthas Menethil?
Okay. Yeah, that's a lore question. I have no idea.
Now you can get in on this.
But
they were both her boyfriend, okay? At around the same time. She kind of flip-flopped back and forth between them for a while. And I'm like, why did she do that? Well, maybe one had the better dick. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, a name like Sunstrider, right? Like, going on name alone, right?
You know who that is, though, right? He's the guy at the end. He drops the hawk and stuff, and then he's like, "It's merely a setback." What does he say? Like, not max. Oh man, he's at the end of the Magister's Palace. That guy. Where he's like the merely a setback, and he drops the girl. Anyways, that was one of Jaina's ex-boyfriends, and so was Arthas Menethil. So she seems to have a thing for guys who end up undead. I don't know.
Well, that's interesting, right? Like that's an interesting type. I'm gonna go but Arthas has always struck me as just kind of a little insecure, a little, just a little, like too eager, right? Just a little too eager, and I think that's never quite that just doesn't equate well, right? Like that just being a little too eager. So I'm gonna go with Sunstrider. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Sunstrider because I think, we sort of see who Arthas is in the end, and I don't think he's bringing that show. I think he's gonna do his best. A little too eager, a little too he's gonna ask am I doing okay over and over.
No,
yeah, you know
that hasn't happened to me since college. No, that's a terrible memory.
Am I doing okay?
God,
is this okay?
That's nothing that every girl wants to hear is, am I doing it right? If you have to ask, bro.
Is this it? Is this the way? Is this this angle? What about this angle? What about this angle?
Oh God, no! You just ruined it. Yeah, you're totally right. Arthas was not a good fuck, y'all. This coming directly from Fleecy the Flerpy.
I just don't see it. Can I do this? Is this okay? Is this?
Oh my God! Is it okay if I? Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
There it is. Well, there you have it, folks. Did you have any final thoughts? I was thinking about getting on out of here, but we do not have to if you want to keep talking about what a terrible fuck Arthas Menethil is.
No, I mean, I want to know who you think after I said that, though. You really haven't answered who you think and why.
Well, you didn't answer your own question. So the fact
You're
is...
right.
Okay, no. I can talk with this, though. So I'm going to just erase it and say that my head's blank from all your input. And honestly, when I phrased this question, I thought Arthas would be a better fuck because Sunstrider was very cocky. Yeah. And Jane did kind of turn him away for that. She's like, ew, you're in the hallway. Why are you watching me anyways? I'm going on a date with Arthas. So he was kind of creeping around. But then we have scenes of Arthas in the book and stuff. And I know you don't know a ton of lore, but before he became a total dickwad, he was actually really nice. There was another girl, Taretha Foxton. He was sent on a diplomatic mission. It was this whole thing, but this girl was actually being assaulted by her husband at the time, and basically the husband was well, go. I'm too busy with this piece of garbage lady. He was very abusive to her, and he told Arthas, he's just go entertain her for a while. And what it meant was that he was supposed to go, do his thing. And so they get to her quarters or whatever, and she kind of starts to just do the thing and take off her clothes. And Arthas was wait, what's going on? And then she admits, she's well, he basically hosed me out to these dudes for money, and he beats me and stuff. And this is all I don't know, Willie can edit some of it out because I know it's a little bit triggering, but it does happen. But he ends up sitting her down, and he's dude, put your clothes on. Let's eat this food that they brought us. Let's drink this wine. Let's just eat and talk and just relax. And if you think enough time has gone by that where your husband won't be mad at you, then I'll leave and, you're safe. You're safe here. So he gives this other lady some safe space. And so that's where I was coming from. But that's just, I'm a girl, so I'm approaching it totally differently. I was wow, he actually... Which doesn't really prove that he's a better fuck, but it proves that he's a nice guy.
I mean, he's maybe a better dude.
Right, yeah. So I don't know. It's just weird. This is why I like this new game. I like this game you invented. This is fun.
I mean, but you did kind of ruin WoW there because you made it very serious and you turned whatever answer into very serious, yes, consent is very important and treating people humanely is very important. And ethics.
WoW.
Yeah, so you ruined WoW. You ruined ruining WoW. Just by the way, no, that was fun. That's exactly what we want, right? Because sometimes we forget that in this game there are there's characters with certain developments and certain things, and it is a robust world, and there's a lot of stories in there. And so anyways, that was a good answer. I still go with just a little too unsure.
Sunstrider.
Yeah, Sunstrider.
Little insecure. Maybe that's why he was really just go ahead and drink this wine and eat this food because I'm not sure. I don't know.
Well, and
not sure if I'm gonna have the right angle.
let me be clear, right? Sunstrider will not text you the next day. Like, that's not going to happen, right?
No, you don't think? You think Arthur should be like, hey, did you enjoy yourself last night? You know, when you get that text, you'll have to be like, yeah, it was good. And then really in your head, you're like, don't call me again.
Yeah.
I tell you, you're taking me back to college like it was yesterday. That's great.
I'm gonna immediately, after we get done with this podcast, text you just, hey, did I do okay on the podcast today?
I know.
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Okay, I think, do you have any final thoughts? I think we're ready to go ahead and get on at it.
No, I'm done. I'm finished.
You're good?
I'm through.
You invented a game and everything.
I've got so many stupid questions that I want to ask.
You're working your way in here, just like Arthas, and you did it right. Don't worry, you did it right. You're good. All right, so where can we find you on the internet? I'm just gonna give me a second.
Please see the Flerpy at whatever it is now. Twitter, X,
whatever.
X, Twitter.
Yeah, whatever. Yep. Okay, so we have our soon to be returning show father, main host Wooly. He's at Wooly08, 2 O's, 2 L's, and a Y. He's on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I myself am at Hunter Gershom, the word Hunter, Gershom. I'm only on Twitter. And our other host, Bentolis, is also only on Twitter. He's at Bentolis_outlaw. That's spelled BENTOLAS. You can find the show at Thralls Balls Pod on the places, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. If you'd like to join the conversation or leave us a review, you can do so at thrallsballs.com. Jump in the Discord via the channel for reviews. You can leave it anonymously, or however, you can also leave reviews on any of those platforms. I hope I didn't miss anything. I think, Flippy, you want to go ahead and get on out of here?
Bye.
Bye. We love you. Be good. Bye, swingers.